You've been sitting wrong your entire life, and I can prove it's blocking your energy right now. What if I told you that every ancient civilization knew something about body position that modern science is only starting to understand? And what if the people who designed your chairs, your desks, your cars knew this too, but built them to keep you trapped in positions that literally drain your life force? Before you click away, hit subscribe because what I'm about to show you will change how you sit, stand, and move forever. Here's something they don't want you to know. There's a reason statues of Buddha, Egyptian pharaohs, and ancient yogis all share the same spine position. It's not coincidence. It's not culture. It's physics. And when you understand what body position does to energy flow, you'll never look at a chair the same way again. Because your body isn't just a meat vehicle carrying around your brain, it's an antenna. A literal electromagnetic antenna that's either open and receiving or closed and blocked, based entirely on how you position it. And they've been putting you in blocking positions since kindergarten. Think about it. First day of school, what do they do? Sit down. Put your back against the chair. Feet on the floor, hands on the desk. Stay there for 8 hours. Then you graduate, get a job, and what happens? Same thing. Sit at a desk, stare at a screen, collapse your chest, round your shoulders. 40 years of that. And they call it normal. But here's what's really happening. Every time you collapse forward, you're crimping the energy channels that run through your torso. Every time you cross your legs, you're cutting off the current that flows from earth to crown. Every time you let your head drop forward to look at your phone, you're compressing the pathway between your brain and your body, and you wonder why you're tired all the time. Let me show you something right now. Wherever you are, slump forward. Just collapse your chest, round your shoulders, drop your head. Feel that? Notice how your breathing gets shallow immediately. Notice how your mood shifts. You can't take a deep breath in that position. Try it. You physically cannot fill your lungs when your chest is collapsed. Now sit up. Spine straight, shoulders back, head level. Feel the difference? Instant. Your lungs open. Your breathing deepens. Your mood lifts. That's not psychological. That's mechanical. Your body position just changed your access to oxygen, and oxygen is energy. But it goes deeper than that. Way deeper. Because what they didn't tell you in school, what they'll never tell you in a doctor's office, is that your spine isn't just bones stacked on top of each other. It's a channel. A conduit for energy that flows from the base of your pelvis to the crown of your head. Every ancient system knew this. The Chinese called it meridians. The Indians called it nadis. The Egyptians called it the Jed pillar. Different names, same concept. Energy flows through the body in specific pathways, and body position controls whether those pathways are open or closed. Modern science is finally catching up. They're measuring this now with biofield imaging, with electromagnetic sensors, with thermography, and what they're finding is exactly what the ancients knew. Your body generates an electromagnetic field. Measurable, documented, real, and the shape of that field changes based on your posture. When your spine is aligned, the field is coherent, strong, expansive. When you're collapsed forward, hunched over, twisted, the field becomes chaotic, weak, contracted. You're not just sitting badly. You're literally shutting down your energy field. And they designed the modern world to make you do exactly that. Let me prove it to you. Go look at any ancient throne. Egypt, China, India, Persia, doesn't matter. Every single one is designed the same way, straight back, arms at 90 degrees. Feet flat on the ground. Head level. Why? Because that position opens the energy channels. It allows maximum flow from earth through the body to the crown. That's why they call it a power position. It's not metaphor. It's mechanics. Now go look at a modern office chair. It's designed to make you collapse. The back tilts backward, encouraging you to lean. The seat tilts forward, making you slide down. The armrests are too low or too high, forcing your shoulders into tension. It's engineered to block your energy, and you sit in it for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, wondering why you have no vitality. This is an accident. This is design, because a population with open energy channels is dangerous. They're creative. They're powerful. They ask questions. They don't comply easily. But a population that's been sitting in energy blocking positions for decades, tired, depressed, compliant, easy to control. Your posture is a control mechanism, and nobody told you. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. In every ancient mystery school, from Egypt to Tibet to Greece, the first thing they taught wasn't meditation. It wasn't breath work. It wasn't philosophy. It was posture. They called it asana in Sanskrit. The physical positioning of the body to control energy flow. Before you could advance to any higher teaching, you had to master the positions. Because they understood something crucial. Consciousness follows energy, and energy follows structure. You cannot reach higher states of consciousness in a collapsed body. Impossible. The energy can't flow to your brain if the channel is crimped. That's why every statue of an enlightened being shows the same thing. Straight spine, open chest, head level. They're not sitting like that because it looks regal. They're sitting like that because it's the only position that allows full energy flow from root to crown. The Egyptians had a whole system around this. They called it the Djed pillar. It represented the spine, and raising the Djed was a ceremony about aligning the spine to allow divine energy to flow through the body. Not symbolic, literal. They understood that the spine is the channel, and if the channel is bent, blocked, or collapsed, nothing flows. You become cut off from source energy. And when you're cut off from source energy, you're running on empty, on willpower alone, which is why modern people are exhausted. Look at how pharaohs were depicted. Always the same posture. Sitting upright, spine straight, head forward. Even when they're standing, the body is aligned. One foot slightly forward, weight distributed evenly, arms at the sides or holding symbols of power at specific angles. These weren't artistic choices. This was instruction. This is how you hold your body if you want to access power. Now compare that to how people sit today. Subway, coffee shop, office, couch. Everywhere you look, collapsed spines, rounded shoulders, heads dropped forward, staring at phones, and everyone's tired. Everyone's anxious. Everyone's depressed. You think that's chemical imbalance? You think that's just modern stress? No. It's mechanics. You've been holding your body in positions that block energy flow, and then you medicate the symptoms instead of fixing the structure. The yogis figured this out thousands of years ago. That's what yoga actually is. Not stretching, not exercise. It's a technology for optimizing energy flow through specific body positions. Every asana, every pose is designed to open or direct energy through specific channels. Downward dog opens the back line. Cobra opens the front line. Warrior poses ground energy into the legs. Tree pose balances left and right channels. It's all mechanical. Specific positions create specific effects. And they kept this knowledge alive for thousands of years, passing it from teacher to student because they knew what would happen if humanity forgot. Exactly what's happening now. Entire populations sitting in energy blocking positions, wondering why they feel disconnected, powerless, exhausted. The knowledge was always there. We just stopped teaching it. Let me take you to China for a second. They have a practice called Zhan Zhuang, standing like a tree. You just stand there in a specific position. Feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, spine straight, arms held in front like you're hugging a tree. Head level. That's it. You hold that position for 20, 30, 40 minutes, and what happens? Energy starts moving. You feel heat. You feel tingling. You feel current running through your body. Not imagination. Measurable temperature changes. Increased blood flow. Activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. They use this to train martial artists, because a martial artist with blocked energy channels is weak no matter how strong their muscles are. But a martial artist with open channels has power that seems superhuman. It's not mystical, it's access. Access to the energy that's always flowing through and around the body. But most people are structurally blocked from receiving it. Modern science is starting to measure this. Infrared imaging shows that when someone moves from a collapsed posture to an aligned posture, their body temperature increases. Blood flow increases. Brain activity changes. The vagus nerve, which controls your entire rest and digest system, gets activated when the spine is straight and compressed when the spine is collapsed. Posture isn't just about looking confident. It's about biological function. Your body works better when it's aligned, and your body works worse when it's collapsed. That's simple. Now, let's talk about what happens to your brain when you change your posture. There's a researcher named Amy Cuddy who did experiments on power posing. She had people hold expansive positions, chest open, arms wide, head up, for 2 minutes. Then she tested their hormone levels. Testosterone went up, cortisol went down, just from holding a position. 2 minutes of standing like a superhero changed their biochemistry, made them feel more powerful, more confident, less stressed, and it wasn't placebo. It was measurable hormonal change caused by body position. But here's what she didn't talk about in her TED Talk. Why does this happen? What's the mechanism? And this is where ancient posture codes come in. Because the ancients already knew. When you open the chest, you activate the heart center. When you straighten the spine, you open the central channel. When you level the head, you balance the left and right brain hemispheres. These aren't poetic descriptions. They're mechanical instructions. Do this with your body. Get this result in your energy system. Feel this change in your consciousness. You've been walking around in a collapsed body wondering why you feel powerless. And the whole time, the solution was structural. Stand up. Open your chest. Level your head. Instant change. But they don't teach you this. They teach you to take pills. They teach you to think positive. They teach you everything except the one thing that actually works. Change your structure. Change your energy. Change your life. Here's something wild. Go look at how billionaires stand. Go watch interviews with people who have massive power. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oprah. Watch their posture. Spine straight, chest open, head level. They take up space. They don't collapse. Even when they're sitting, they're upright. They're not doing this because someone taught them. Well, maybe someone did. Maybe they know something you don't, because body position communicates to your own nervous system before it communicates to anyone else. When you stand tall, your nervous system interprets that as safety, power, confidence. When you collapse, your nervous system interprets that as danger, weakness, defeat. And your nervous system controls everything. Your immune system, your hormone production, your digestion, your mood, your energy levels, everything. So when you hold a collapsed posture all day, you're literally telling your body you're under threat. And your body responds accordingly. Cortisol up, adrenaline up, inflammation up, energy down, mood down, immunity down. You're not sick, you're structurally misaligned. And the medical system will never tell you that because there's no prescription for posture, no surgery for alignment, no pill that fixes your structure. So they treat the symptoms. Antidepressants for mood, painkillers for inflammation, sleeping pills for exhaustion, but none of it addresses the root cause. Your body is in a position that blocks energy flow, and until you fix that, nothing else works. Let me show you something you can test right now. Wherever you are, stand up. Feet hip width apart. Let your arms hang at your sides. Now collapse forward. Round your shoulders. Drop your head. Let your chest cave in. Just stand there like that for 30 seconds. Notice what happens. Your breathing gets shallow. Your thoughts get negative. You might even feel a little depressed. Now reverse it. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Level your head. Straighten your spine. Stand there for 30 seconds. Feel the difference. Your breathing deepens, your mood lifts, your thoughts clear. Same person, same room. Different structure, different result. That's the ancient posture code. Structure controls energy. Energy controls consciousness. Consciousness controls experience. You've been trying to change your experience by changing your thoughts, but thoughts come from consciousness. And consciousness comes from energy, and energy comes from structure. You've been working at the wrong end of the chain. Fix the structure first. Everything else follows. Now let's talk about sitting, because most people spend 12, 14, 16 hours a day sitting. And if you're sitting wrong, you're blocking energy for most of your waking life. Here's what the ancients knew about sitting. The optimal position is this: feet flat on the ground, knees at 90 degrees, hips at 90 degrees, spine straight, chest open, shoulders back, head level. This position allows energy to flow from the earth through your feet up your legs, through your pelvis, up your spine, and out through the crown of your head. It completes the circuit. Earth to crown, grounded and connected at the same time. But look at how modern chairs are designed. The seat tilts back, making your pelvis roll backward, which collapses your lumbar spine. The back tilts even further back, making you lean, which rounds your thoracic spine. The headrest pushes your head forward, which compresses your cervical spine. 3 points of blockage built into the design, and you wonder why sitting makes you tired. It's not the sitting, it's the position. You're sitting in an energy blocking structure. Ancient thrones didn't have this problem. Go look at King Tut's throne. Straight back, flat seat, armrests at the perfect height to keep shoulders relaxed, footrests to keep knees at 90 degrees. It's ergonomically perfect for energy flow, not comfort, energy flow, because they understood that a king needs access to power, and power flows through an aligned spine. You can't rule a kingdom if your energy is blocked. You can't make clear decisions if your consciousness is crimped. But same thing with meditation seats, Buddhist meditation benches, Hindu meditation cushions. They all do the same thing. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward, which naturally straightens the lumbar spine, which opens the channel. You can meditate in a regular chair, but it's harder. The position fights you. Your body wants to collapse, and you have to use effort to stay upright. But in a properly designed meditation seat, the structure supports alignment, which means you can sit for longer with less effort, which means you can go deeper into meditation, which means you can access states of consciousness that are unreachable in a collapsed body. This is why monks train posture before they train mind. You can't train the mind if the body is blocking the energy that consciousness needs to expand. It's like trying to run a computer on low battery. Technically possible, but you're not getting full performance. Align the body, open the energy channels. Suddenly you have access to states you didn't know existed, not because you're special, because you're structurally optimized. Now let's talk about walking, because most people walk wrong too. Watch people on the street, heads down, shoulders forward, chests collapse, shuffling steps. That's not walking. That's energy blocking locomotion. Compare that to how ancient warriors walked. Chest up, shoulders back, head level, eyes forward. Strong, grounded steps. They walked like that because they understood that how you move affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you fight. A warrior with collapsed posture is already defeated before the battle starts. The same principle applies to your daily life. You walk into a meeting with collapsed posture, you've already lost. You walk into a negotiation with rounded shoulders, you're broadcasting submission. Your body language isn't just communication. It's energy projection. And people feel it even if they can't articulate it. They just know that person has presence. That person has power. What they're actually sensing is your energy field, which is shaped by your posture. Let me tell you about something called the Tadasana, mountain pose, in yoga. It's the foundation of all standing poses. Feet hip width apart, weight evenly distributed, legs strong but not locked, pelvis neutral, spine straight, chest open, shoulders back and down, arms at sides, head level, chin slightly tucked. It looks simple. It's not. Hold that position for 5 minutes, and you'll feel muscles you didn't know you had. Because modern bodies are so collapsed that just standing in proper alignment requires effort. Your muscles have atrophied. Your fascia has tightened. Your structure has adapted to collapsed positions. But here's what happens when you practice it. After a few weeks of holding mountain pose every day, your body starts to remember. The muscles strengthen. The fascia releases. The structure realigns. And suddenly standing tall becomes effortless. That's your natural state. That's how your body was designed to be. The collapsed posture you've been holding is learned. You weren't born collapsed. Go watch a toddler. Perfect posture. Straight spine, open chest. They squat with a flat back. They reach with full extension. They move with complete freedom. Then you put them in a chair for 12 years and destroy all of that. The ancient Egyptians had a practice called the Awakening of the Jed. It was a ceremony where the pharaoh would lie down in a sarcophagus, then rise up into a seated position with a perfectly straight spine. It symbolized death and resurrection, but it was also literal instruction. Collapse is death. Alignment is life. When your spine is straight, energy flows. When energy flows, you're alive. When you're collapsed, energy is blocked. When energy is blocked, you're dying, not poetically. Biologically, blocked energy means blocked circulation. Blocked circulation means cellular death. Cellular death is aging. You want to stop aging? Fix your posture. I'm serious. Look at people who maintain perfect posture into old age. They look younger. They move better. They have more energy. Compare that to people who collapse forward as they age. Hunched over, shuffling, low energy. They look old because their structure is communicating death to their biology. The body follows the structure, always. There's a researcher named Eric Pepper who studies how posture affects mental health. He did an experiment where he had people walk down a hallway in two different ways. First, collapsed posture, shoulders slumped, head down, eyes on the floor. Then, upright posture, chest up, shoulders back, head level, eyes forward. Then he measured their mood afterward. The collapsed walkers reported feeling more depressed, more hopeless, more negative. The upright walkers reported feeling more energized, more optimistic, more confident. Same people, same hallway, different structure, different emotional state. Your body position is programming your mind. Every second you spend in a collapsed posture, you're reinforcing neural pathways of defeat, depression, powerlessness. Every second you spend in an aligned posture, you're reinforcing neural pathways of confidence, energy, power. This isn't mindset work. This is structural programming. Your nervous system takes cues from your body position, and your body position is either telling your nervous system you're safe and powerful, or you're threatened and defeated. Most people are walking around in defeated positions wondering why they feel defeated. Fix the structure, change the signal, change the state. It's that mechanical. Now let's get into the energy channels themselves, because once you understand where they are and how they work, you can consciously open them with specific positions. The primary channel runs from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. The Chinese call it the governing vessel and the conception vessel. The Indians call it the Sushumna. Same channel, different names. When this channel is open, energy flows freely from root to crown. You feel grounded and expansive at the same time, connected to earth and connected to sky. When this channel is blocked, you feel disconnected. It's cut off, like you're floating without an anchor or stuck without elevation. Most people live in a state of partial blockage. Enough flow to function, not enough flow to thrive. And the primary cause is spinal misalignment. Every curve in the spine, every compression, every twist is a kink in the channel. And every kink reduces flow. Imagine a garden hose. When it's straight, water flows freely. When you bend it, flow reduces. When you kink it, flow stops. Your spine is the hose. Energy is the water. Alignment is everything. Now, there are secondary channels that run through the arms and legs. In Chinese medicine, they're mapped precisely. Lung meridian down the inside of the arm. Large intestine meridian up the outside. Heart meridian, small intestine meridian, and so on. Each one corresponds to an organ system, and each one can be opened or closed by arm position. When you hold your arms at your sides relaxed, channels are neutral. When you raise your arms overhead, you open the channels. When you cross your arms over your chest, you close them. This is why defensive body language feels protective. You're literally closing your energy field, and this is why open body language feels vulnerable. You're exposing your energy field. Neither is wrong. Both are tools. But most people hold defensive positions unconsciously all day long, blocking their own energy without realizing it. Same thing with legs. Energy flows from the earth up through your feet when they're flat on the ground. This is called grounding. When you cross your legs, you interrupt that flow. When you sit with your legs folded under you, you block it completely. This is why meditation traditions emphasize specific leg positions. Lotus pose, half lotus, Burmese position, Seiza, all designed to keep the channels open while sitting. Western culture has no equivalent. We just sit however is comfortable, which usually means legs crossed, spine collapsed, energy blocked. Then we wonder why meditation doesn't work. It's not the meditation, it's the position. You're trying to move energy through blocked channels. It's like trying to drive with the parking brake on. Technically possible, but you're not going anywhere fast. Now, here's the really advanced part. Once you understand which positions open which channels, you can use body position to direct energy to specific areas of the body. This is what Qigong does. Specific movements and positions guide energy to organs that need it. Liver, kidneys, lungs, heart. It's not mystical, it's mechanical. Position affects circulation. Circulation affects cellular function. Cellular function is health. There's a position called the horse stance in martial arts. Feet wide, knees bent, spine straight, arms held at chest level. You hold it for minutes, sometimes hours in advanced training. Why? Because that position forces energy down into the legs and pelvis. It grounds you. It builds root power. A fighter with weak root gets knocked over easily. A fighter with strong root is immovable. It's not about muscle. It's about energy structure. The same applies to daily life. You want to feel more grounded? Hold positions that direct energy down into your legs. Squats, lunges, horse stance. You want to feel more expansive? Hold positions that open the chest and raise energy up. Back bends, arms overhead, cobra pose. You're not just exercising, you're directing energy. And where energy goes, consciousness follows. Ground your energy, your thoughts become more practical, more stable. Raise your energy, your thoughts become more creative, more expansive. This is why different yoga classes feel different. A class focused on grounding poses makes you feel calm, stable, present. A class focused on heart-opening poses makes you feel emotional, expansive, connected. A class focused on inversions makes you feel energized, clear, elevated. Same practice, different positions, different energetic effects. It's all mechanical once you understand the code. Now let's talk about head position because this is where most people are destroyed. Forward head posture. It's epidemic. Look around. Everyone's head is jutting forward, staring at screens. For every inch your head moves forward from neutral, it adds 10 pounds of pressure on your neck. Most people's heads are 2-3 inches forward. That's 20-30 pounds of extra pressure all day, every day, for years. And you wonder why everyone has neck pain. But it's not just mechanical pain, it's energetic blockage. The channel that runs from your spine to your brain gets compressed when your head is forward. Blood flow decreases. Cerebrospinal fluid flow decreases. Nerve signaling decreases. Your brain is literally getting less energy because your head is out of alignment. And then you feel foggy. You can't focus. You have no mental clarity. And you think it's age or stress or too much coffee? No, it's mechanical. Your head is in the wrong position, compressing the pathways your brain needs to function. Fix your head position. Suddenly your mind clears. Not over weeks. Immediately, pull your head back. Tuck your chin slightly. Feel that? That's your brainstem decompressing. That's circulation returning. That's energy flowing again. Ancient sculptures show this perfectly. Egyptian pharaohs, Greek gods, Buddhist statues, always the same head position, level. Chin slightly tucked, not jutting forward, not tilted back, neutral. Because neutral position allows maximum flow. There's a phenomenon in martial arts called the unbendable arm. You extend your arm and someone tries to bend it. If you use muscle, they can bend it. If you relax and visualize energy flowing through your arm and out your fingertips, it becomes much harder to bend. Not because your muscles got stronger, because you opened the channel. Energy reinforces structure. Structure channels energy. When both are aligned, you become strong in a way that has nothing to do with muscle. This is what internal martial arts train, not muscle. Energy structure. A master of Tai Chi looks soft, relaxed, almost weak. Then you try to push them, and it's like pushing a mountain. Immovable. Not because they're resisting, because their structure is aligned so perfectly that force flows through them into the ground. They're not holding the force, they're channeling it. And you can't knock over a channel. You can only knock over resistance. Remove resistance, perfect alignment, suddenly you're unmovable. You can apply this to your life. Stop resisting. Start aligning. When you're in conflict, check your posture. Are you collapsed? Are you tight? Or are you aligned, open, relaxed? Alignment gives you access to power that resistance blocks. This is why some people seem calm under pressure. They're not suppressing emotion. They're structurally aligned, which keeps their energy flowing, which keeps their nervous system regulated, which keeps them calm. It's all connected. Structure, energy, state. Fix one, the others follow. Let me tell you about the pelvic floor because this is the foundation of everything. In yoga, they call it Mula Bandha, root lock. It's a subtle engagement of the pelvic floor muscles. Not clenching, not tightening, just a gentle lift. When you activate it, you seal the base of the energy channel. Without it, energy leaks out the bottom. With it, energy is contained and directed upward. Every advanced practitioner in every tradition knows this. Engage the root, energy rises. Release the root, energy scatters. Modern people have no pelvic floor awareness. Sitting all day weakens it. Childbirth can damage it. Aging lets it collapse. And when your pelvic floor is weak or disengaged, you're leaking energy constantly. You can eat well, sleep well, do everything right, but if your root is open, you're pouring energy out the bottom faster than you can generate it. That's why some people are exhausted no matter what they do. Structural leak. Fix the structure, plug the leak, energy accumulates. There's a breathing technique in yoga called Ujjayi breath. You slightly constrict the back of your throat while breathing, creating a soft sound. It feels like you're breathing through a straw. What does this do? It regulates airflow, which regulates energy flow. Breath and energy are connected. Control breath, you control energy. Ancient pranayama practices are all about this, not just breathing. Energy direction through breath control combined with body position. When you sit in a perfect position, engage your root, straighten your spine, and breathe with Ujjayi, you create a contained system. Energy flows in through breath, gets directed up through the spine, circulates through the brain, and cycles back down the front. It's called the microcosmic orbit in Taoist practice, a loop of energy that builds and builds as long as the structure is maintained. This is how monks sit for hours without fatigue. They're not enduring, they're generating. The position creates a self-sustaining energy loop. You can feel this. Sit down right now. Feet flat, spine straight. Engage your pelvic floor gently. Breathe slowly and deeply. After a few minutes, you'll feel warmth, maybe tingling, maybe pressure at the base of your spine or the crown of your head. That's energy accumulating because the structure is aligned. You're not imagining it. It's measurable. Thermography would show temperature increase. Biofield imaging would show field expansion. This is real, and it's available to you right now if you position your body correctly. Now let's talk about sleeping, because you spend a third of your life unconscious, and if your sleeping position blocks energy, you're sabotaging yourself for 8 hours a night. The optimal sleeping position is on your back. Spine straight, head supported but not elevated too much. Arms at your sides or on your belly, legs straight or slightly bent. This position keeps the primary channel open all night. Energy can flow freely while your conscious mind is offline, which means your body can repair more efficiently. But most people sleep curled up on their side, fetal position. It feels safe, comforting, but it collapses your spine, compresses your organs, and blocks energy flow. You wake up stiff, compressed, unrested. You slept for 8 hours, but your body spent 8 hours in an energy-blocking position. So you didn't actually recover. You just went unconscious while structurally misaligned. That's not rest. That's maintenance mode with the power cord unplugged. The ancient Egyptians knew this. Look at how they position bodies in sarcophagi. Flat on the back, arms crossed over the chest or at the sides, legs straight, head supported. They weren't just preserving the body, they were preserving the energy structure. Because they believed consciousness continued after death, and consciousness needs energy channels, and energy channels need alignment. Even in death, structure matters. You think that's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy. Sleeping curled up like a shrimp for 30 years, and wondering why you have chronic back pain. Sleeping with your head cranked sideways on a pillow, and wondering why you have headaches. Sleeping with your arms above your head and wondering why your shoulders hurt. Your sleeping position is either healing you or damaging you. There's no neutral. 8 hours of aligned rest, you wake up energized. 8 hours of collapsed rest, you wake up depleted. Same sleep duration, different structure, different result. Now, here's something they definitely don't want you to know. There are specific positions that amplify energy beyond normal levels. The ancients called them power positions. The yogis have them. The Taoists have them. The Egyptian priests had them. Positions where the body becomes a geometric antenna, tuned to specific frequencies. I'm talking about positions where your arms are at exact angles, your legs are in precise relationships, your spine is curved in specific ways, and when you hold these positions, things happen. Savasana, corpse pose, looks like you're just lying down, but the position is precise. Arms at 45 degrees from the body, palms up, legs hip width apart, feet falling open naturally, head neutral. When you hold this position and relax completely, your energy field expands. You can measure it. The heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, brain waves shift from beta to alpha to theta. You're not asleep, but you're not awake either. You're in a state between. And in that state, your body repairs faster than any other time except deep sleep. The Egyptians had a position called the Ka pose. Arms raised, bent at the elbows, hands up. It looks like you're surrendering, but watch what happens. Hold your arms like that for 5 minutes. Your chest opens. Your breathing deepens. Blood flows into your hands. Heat builds in your palms. That's not circulation. Well, it is circulation, but it's more than that. You're positioning your body to receive. The Ka, in Egyptian belief, was your energy double. This pose aligns your physical body with your energy body. Modern? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Let me tell you about the pyramid position. Sit cross-legged. Bring your hands together in front of your chest, fingertips touching, creating a triangle. Spine straight. Eyes closed. Breathe. This position has been used for thousands of years in meditation practices all over the world. Why? Because the triangle created by your hands focuses energy. Your hands have energy centers in the palms and fingertips. When you bring them together in a precise geometry, they create a concentrated field. You can feel it. Hold that position. Feel the heat build between your palms. That's measurable electromagnetic activity. The Freemasons knew this. All their symbolism is about geometry and body position. The square and compass, the triangle, the all-seeing eye in the pyramid. These aren't just symbols, they're instructions. Position your body in these geometric relationships. Activate these energy points. They kept it secret because knowledge is power, and they wanted to keep the power. But the knowledge was never secret in the East. The yogis taught it openly. The Taoists wrote it down. It's only in the West that this knowledge got locked behind closed doors. Here's another one. Stand with your feet wide, wider than shoulder width. Turn your right foot out 90 degrees. Bend your right knee. Extend your arms out to the sides, parallel to the ground. Look over your right hand. That's warrior 2. Hold it for 3 minutes. Your legs will burn. Your arms will shake, but something else happens. Energy grounds down through your bent leg. Energy extends out through your arms. You become a channel between earth and the horizontal plane, and you feel powerful. Not because you're imagining it, because the position creates the state. Every warrior culture had these positions. Samurai had them. Spartans had them. Aztec warriors had them. They trained specific stances that weren't just for fighting. They were for energy cultivation. Because a warrior without energy is just a fighter. A warrior with cultivated energy is unstoppable. You can't kill a man who's properly grounded. You can stab him and his energy keeps flowing. You can hit him and his structure absorbs it. I'm not saying he's invincible. I'm saying he has access to resources that untrained people don't. Now let's talk about what happens when you start doing this consciously. When you wake up, and instead of collapsing into your phone, you stand in mountain pose for 2 minutes. When you sit at your desk and instead of hunching over, you align your spine and engage your core. When you walk and instead of shuffling, you move with purpose. Chest up, head level. What happens is your entire nervous system recalibrates. Your body starts to believe you're safe because collapsed posture signals danger to the nervous system. Always. It's primal. When animals are scared, they make themselves small. When they're confident, they expand. Your body is the same. You've been making yourself small for years, and your nervous system has been running threat programs because of it. Stand tall, open up, hold the position. Your nervous system gets a different signal. Safety, power, confidence, and it responds accordingly. Cortisol drops, testosterone rises, serotonin increases, dopamine flows. Not because you took anything, because you changed your structure, which changed your biochemistry, which changed your state. This is why posture work is more powerful than most people realize. You're not just fixing your back, you're reprogramming your entire hormonal system through mechanical input. There's a technique in Qigong called standing meditation. You stand in a specific position for 20, 30, even 60 minutes, arms held in front like you're hugging a tree, knees slightly bent, spine straight. Just stand there. Don't move. At first, it's torture. Your legs shake. Your arms burn. Your mind screams to move. But if you stay with it, something shifts. The shaking stops. The burning fades, and you drop into a state of deep presence. Energy starts moving on its own. Heat, tingling, pressure, waves of sensation flowing through your body. This is your energy body waking up. It's always been there. You've just been holding positions that keep it dormant. Stand in the right position long enough, the energy body activates. And when it activates, you realize you're not just a physical body, you're a field of energy in a physical shape. And that field can be directed, expanded, concentrated through body position. The Tibetans have a practice called the 5 rites, 5 specific positions held in sequence. They call it the fountain of youth. Not metaphor. They claim it reverses aging, stops degeneration, increases vitality. And when you look at what the positions do structurally, it makes sense. They're designed to spin energy centers. Open channels, align structure. Do them every day for a year, your body changes. Not from exercise, from energy optimization. Let me give you the first one right now. Stand with your arms extended to the sides. Spin clockwise. That's it. Spin like a kid, do 21 rotations. What does this do? It activates your vestibular system, stimulates your inner ear, creates centrifugal force in your energy field. Sounds insane. But people who do this report increased energy, better balance, clearer thinking. Is it the spinning? Is it the energy activation? Who cares? It works. The second rite, lie on your back. Lift your head and legs simultaneously. Hold for a second. Lower down. Repeat 21 times. This compresses and releases the energy channel that runs through your core, opens the front line of the body, strengthens your center. Ancient ab workout? Sure. But also energy channel activation. Both can be true. Now, here's what nobody talks about. Your face has energy channels too. There are meridians running through your jaw, your cheeks, your forehead. And most people hold massive tension in their face. Clenched jaw, furrowed brow, tight lips. This blocks energy flow to the brain. You want better mental clarity? Release your face. Unclench your jaw. Soften your brow. Relax your tongue. Instantly, energy flows more freely to your brain. Thoughts clear. Focus sharpens. Not because you meditated, because you released structural blockage. The ancient Greeks knew this. Look at their statues. Perfect facial symmetry, relaxed expressions, soft eyes. They understood that facial tension blocks energy. A tense face creates a tense mind. A relaxed face allows a relaxed mind. This is why meditation teachers always say, soften your face. It's not about looking calm. It's about removing energetic obstruction. Let's talk about eye position because this is huge. Most people's eyes dart around constantly. Screen to screen, thought to thought. This scatters energy. Your eyes are connected directly to your brain through the optic nerve. Where your eyes go, your energy follows. Scattered eyes, scattered energy. Scattered energy, scattered consciousness. You want focus? Fix your gaze. Pick a point. Hold it. Soft focus. Don't stare aggressively. Just rest your gaze on one spot. This is called Tradaka in yoga, steady gaze. You can gaze at a candle flame, a dot on the wall. Doesn't matter. The point is steadiness. Hold your gaze steady, your energy stabilizes. Your energy stabilizes, your mind stabilizes. Your mind stabilizes, you can actually think clearly instead of bouncing between thoughts like a pinball. This is why master meditators have that steady, penetrating gaze. Their energy isn't scattered, it's collected, concentrated, directed. Now let's get really specific. Your tongue position matters. Right now, where's your tongue? Probably floating in your mouth, touching your bottom teeth, or pressed against your hard palate. There's a technique in Taoist practice where you touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth. This completes an energy circuit between two major channels. The governing vessel runs up your back. The conception vessel runs down your front. They're separate except for two connection points, your tongue and your perineum. Engage your pelvic floor. Touch your tongue to your palate. Suddenly you've completed a loop. Energy can circulate continuously instead of leaking out. This is advanced, but it works. Try it during meditation. Sit properly. Engage, root, tongue up. Breathe slowly. Feel the difference. Energy doesn't dissipate, it builds. Circuits, amplifies. This is how monks sit for hours, generating heat in freezing caves. Structural circuitry. Your hands have energy centers, 5 in each hand, 1 in the center of the palm, 1 at each fingertip. These are called Lao Gong points in Chinese medicine. When you bring your palms together in prayer position, you connect all 10 points. Creates a closed circuit. Energy doesn't leak out your hands. It circulates internally. This is why every prayer tradition uses this hand position. It's not reverence. Well, it is reverence, but it's also mechanics. Close the circuit. Contain the energy. Amplify the prayer through energetic concentration. Different hand positions create different effects. Palms up, you're receptive. Palms down, you're grounding. Palms facing forward, you're projecting. Hands in fists, you're containing. Hands open, you're releasing. These aren't symbolic gestures, they're energetic controls. You can direct energy through hand position the way you direct water through valves. Turn the valve, change the flow. Change hand position, change energy direction. Let me tell you something that's going to sound completely insane, but is absolutely true. Your clothes affect your energy field. Tight clothes compress your energy. Loose clothes allow it to expand. Synthetic fabrics block it. Natural fibers conduct it. This is why monks wear robes. Why yogis wear loose cotton. Why traditional cultures around the world wore flowing natural garments. They understood that what you wear affects what you feel, not through fashion psychology. Through energetic mechanics, modern people wear skin-tight synthetic clothes all day and wonder why they feel constricted. You're literally wearing an energy-blocking shell. Your field can't expand properly. Take off those tight clothes. Put on loose cotton. Feel the difference. Immediately, your body relaxes. Your breathing deepens. You feel more free, not because you look better, because your energy field has room to move. Now here's the really advanced part. Once you master basic alignment, you can start using micro adjustments to fine-tune your state. Tilt your head 1 degree forward, you feel more grounded. Tilt it 1 degree back, you feel more expansive. Shift your weight slightly forward on your feet, you feel more active. Shift it slightly back, you feel more receptive. These tiny adjustments create measurable changes in how you feel and think. This is what master martial artists do. They're not just moving. They're constantly micro-adjusting their structure to optimize their energy for what they're about to do. Strike, weight shifts forward. Absorb, weight shifts back. Redirect, weight stays center. It's all mechanical. Perfect structure for perfect function. Your life is the same. Different situations require different structural configurations. Learn to adjust. You become adaptable. Stay rigid in one position, you're vulnerable. Let me tell you the real secret. The thing they really don't want you to know. When your structure is perfectly aligned, when your energy is flowing freely, when your consciousness is clear because the channels are open, you become very hard to manipulate. You can't be easily programmed. You can't be easily controlled because you're running on your own power, not borrowed energy. You're connected to source directly, not through intermediaries. A person with blocked energy needs external validation, needs approval, needs to be told what to think because they're running on empty and they'll take energy anywhere they can get it, even if it means giving up autonomy. But a person with open channels, they have their own power source. They don't need your approval. They don't need your energy. They're self-sufficient, and self-sufficient people are dangerous to systems that require compliance. This is why posture correction isn't taught in schools, why energy cultivation isn't part of standard education, why ancient wisdom about body position was suppressed in the West while it flourished in the East. Because a population that knows how to access its own power doesn't need rulers, doesn't need saviors, doesn't need permission. They just are powerful, autonomous, free. You want to reclaim your power? Start with your spine. Straighten it. Open your chest. Level your head. Ground your feet. Engage your core. Breathe deeply. Hold the position. Every second you maintain alignment is a second of deprogramming decades of structural collapse. Every minute you spend with open channels is a minute of reclaiming energy that's been blocked your entire life. The ancient mystery schools knew this. That's why the first initiation was always physical. Prove you can hold the position. Prove you can maintain alignment under stress. Prove your structure is strong enough to contain the energy you're about to receive. Because consciousness expansion without structural stability is dangerous. You'll blow your circuits, but build the container first. Strengthen the channels, then you can safely increase the voltage. More energy, more consciousness, more power. But only if the body can handle it. Your body is a technology, an ancient, sophisticated, self-regulating technology that you've been using wrong your entire life. Not your fault. Nobody taught you. But now you know. Structure controls energy. Energy controls consciousness. Consciousness controls reality. You've been trying to change your reality with your mind, but your mind is downstream from your body. Change the body, the mind follows. Change your structure. Change your life. It's that simple and that hard, because simple doesn't mean easy. Every day you're going to default back to collapsed positions. Your body has muscle memory of defeat. Years of sitting wrong have trained your fascia to hold you in compression. You're going to have to consciously choose alignment hundreds of times a day until it becomes automatic. But when it does, when your body finally remembers how to hold power position naturally, everything changes. You walk differently. You breathe differently. You think differently. You are different. Not because you changed your mindset, because you changed your structure, which changed everything downstream from it. So here's what you do right now. Stand up. Wherever you are, stand up. Feet hip width apart. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Level your head. Pull your chin back slightly. Engage your core. Ground through your feet. Take a deep breath. Hold this position for 60 seconds. Don't move. Just stand there. Feel your body wanting to collapse. Don't let it. Hold the position. Your legs might shake. Let them. Your muscles might burn. Good. That's decades of collapse fighting against alignment. Stay with it. Breathe. Keep your spine straight. 60 seconds. You made it. You just reprogrammed your nervous system. 1 minute of perfect alignment sends a signal to every cell in your body. We're changing. We're standing tall. We're reclaiming power. 1 minute doesn't undo years of collapse, but it starts the process. Do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. 1 minute becomes 2 minutes, becomes 5 minutes, becomes your default position. And when standing tall becomes your default, when open channels become your baseline, your entire life reorganizes around your new structure. That's the ancient posture code. Hidden in plain sight for thousands of years, carved into every statue, built into every throne, encoded in every spiritual practice, and completely ignored by modern culture, until now. You know it now, you can't unknow it. Every time you collapse, you'll feel it. Every time you align, you'll feel that too. The choice is yours. Collapse and comply. Or align and rise. Your spine, your energy, Your life